in the event that we don't get blown away, we're gonna do a little sketch. Hi, it's me and my day 3 greasy hair. Don't judge, it's been a really busy work day, and in fact, actually quite a busy work week as well. And I am here because I need some desperate time away from the screens. It's been like really, well, it's not manic, but it's just been ongoing. And you know, there's just those times at work where the work just doesn't stop. Like once you finish something, another comes in and they just keep going. So I thought that I would treat myself to look at something that is not emitting any blue light, which is my screen or my phone, which is gonna be my tendency if I'm just spending my lunch break in the office. So I thought I would head out here and actually spend some time with my little buddy, literally little. So this is an Etcher pocket-sized sketchbook, and I got it in portrait this time. This is the A6 size. So, you know, it's really tiny, fits in my palm of my hand, and it's a really windy, like 20 degrees Celsius here in Hong Kong. Whoa, just gonna make sure that you don't fly off there. Kind of a windy 20 degrees Celsius in Hong Kong. Not hot at all, actually. The weather is amazing. But yeah, so I thought that, you know, in the event that we don't get blown away, we're gonna do a little sketch. So what I'm seeing here is that the sun is actually casting some really pretty shadows upon these chairs. Not that I don't want to sketch the view or anything, but I think there's just something really special also about sketching some like really serene, nice little scenes. And I just thought that we'd do that today. Just to, you know, taking something small. It doesn't have to be big, just taking something small, cherish it, and that's the one that we're gonna sketch today. I also don't know if y'all might be wondering like, hey Becky, where's that new camera? Well, the reality is camera and a tripod and like the mic for it and everything is too big to fit in my work backpack. And although I could go to work like a mule and carry it all around, which I don't mind doing, sort of like when I'm doing something leisurely, but when I'm at work, I just want to be quick in and out, you know? I don't want to carry a lot of stuff. So I think we're alternate. Like there's gonna be some videos that will have mobile, there will be some videos that only do camera, and some videos that have a mix of both. Like it's about using the tools at your disposal and not literally substituting out my phone just because now I have a camera. So it's also going to be like a little bit easier on myself up on the learning curve. I think just because like then I don't need to stress so much about having to fit in everything in the camera. And I could also work with just us working with the iPhone in my usual workflow. So we'll alternate and it will slowly ease the camera footage in. I don't know if you guys care for that details, but I just wanted to document that anyway. I just realized that you see the sleeves of my blazer as I'm sketching, and this just makes me look extra formal. Like originally I did feel kind of awkward that I'm, you know, dressed up in like full business attire while I'm on these videos. But the reality is with a full-time job, like this is how I find time to sketch in the day. And no, I'm not flipping anybody off in case you're asking, but I'm just holding the cap of my pencil, and maybe now I know not to hold it in such a weird way. Unintentional flipping aside, here I am just sketching with the Prismacolor very thin pencil, and it's a lot of shapes really, a lot of tables, a lot of chairs, and I actually thought that I sketched it in a much stronger and deeper color, but turns out it's still pretty light. So I do apologize that you can't really see it, but I promise we're going to move on to the watercolors very soon. So here I'm using my trusty yellow ochre color because it's really a nice muted and bright yellow, and oh, it's so nice to sketch with 100% cotton watercolor paper because I know I can just layer these and it'll be fine. I don't need to rush, because if on non 100% cotton watercolor paper, that is a tongue twister. The colors would not absorb, and therefore I need to rush so that I don't get any weird like blooming or splotches. But with 100% cotton watercolor paper, I can take my time and look at all these colors just blending in super smoothly. Of course, they're not as smooth as if I were to use like an actual travel brush and water. I think when it comes to building a sketching habit that's kind of mobile and agile and versatile, there are some compromises that you need to make, and for me, using this water brush is like one of the things that I'm happy to compromise with, even though I know I wouldn't get as smooth of like color blocking and everything, but I am happy enough with this setup. So on top of the yellow ochre, I just put like a light purple, and here I'm actually keeping it really simple. I was contemplating if I wanted to sketch the sky in, and then eventually I decided against it because I kind of like it as it is, and I'm quite happy with like just the simplicity of the shadow falling or shadow stemming from the chairs in this like midday sun with like strong reflections. It's just really wonderful, and I think James Gurney calls it like not really finding a motif for sketching. I think that's what he calls it. So it's not just like sketching this like grandiose scene, but more so like stuff around us. And I kind of like that approach. I want my sketches to really reflect my life, like not necessarily scenery and stuff. I do photography for that, but just real life scenery and stuff around me, and I'm a big fan of that. Alright, that is going to be it from me today, you guys. I've got to go back to work. Thank you so much again for joining me today on this really short sketch. It only took me 14 minutes to sketch that whole thing. So, you know, short and sweet. Like, I guess it's just proving that lunchtime sketches don't need to be like 2 hours long. In fact, I've never stayed in a location for 2 hours to sketch something. I usually leave after an hour tops, and that's usually like an easel setup. When I'm with my sketchbook, I don't usually go more than 30 minutes because, let's be real, it's a small sketchbook. I don't have big hands, and I like my small itty bitty sketchbooks. Alright, thanks again for joining me this time. I'll catch you next time. Bye!